And you can check out the entire Mano a Mano on the Golden Boy YouTube page. There you see on your screen Zachary, Brooklyn, New York's own Zachary Ochoa. Kid was born in 1992, 15-0, and he will be taking on Daniel Montoya out of Tamaulipas, Mexico. Montoya is 11-4. Zachary Ochoa, we've seen him a bunch of times on the Golden Boy LA Fight Club at the Belasco Theater, also Fancy Springs. He also fought in Las Vegas, a fighter who's quickly making his way up the Golden Boy chain, and you see some highlights of some recent fights for Zachary Ochoa.
Yeah, now Zachary is a boxer, but when he catches you on the end of his right hand, there's a lot of power there. There's a lot of pop when he times it right, and we're seeing his last appearance at the Belasco Theater on LA Fight Club. That is a one-hitter quitter. We're talking about one-hitter quitters. That is a cold-blooded one-punch knockout. Happened in the 8th and final round of that fight, and maybe a knockout candidate for the year.
Zachary Ochoa, 15-0, 7 KOs. Brooklyn, New York. Started boxing around the age of 12, 13. Turned pro in 2011. And you're going to see him right there in the ring, working out shadow boxing. A good undercard. That'll start at 2:30 Central Time. Steve, Doug, and myself will be on the call. And you'll have 6 free fights coming your way on ringtv.com. Then after that, go to goldenboypayperview.com to get the big fights on HBO also. And that'll be Canelo Alvarez, Liam Smith, Gabriel Rosado, Willie Monroe Jr., Joseph Diaz Jr., Andrew Cancio, Diego De La Hoya, Orlandito Del Valle, and all those fighters showed up yesterday. And Steve, when you see these young guys, you've been covering the sport a long time, when these young guys come to an event like this, it's completely different from them. That's what the promoter's doing on purpose, right? To give them this taste of it?
In many respects, this is a reconnaissance mission for the managers and the trainers involved, especially if they don't have a lot of experience. I think a lot of the times, the truth of the matter is, you will oftentimes fight in front of a bigger crowd at Belasco Theater than in the early afternoon of a pay-per-view crowd. But what you're really gaining in terms of experience is being around the promotion the whole week, getting to know different parts of the media, understanding the satellite tours that go on with the fighters. You get a taste of the atmosphere and exactly what you might be going through if you develop enough in 3 to 4 years. I tell this story all the time. When Pernell Whitaker fought Oscar De La Hoya in April of 1997, a guy that fought at about 4:30 in the afternoon, even before HBO's cameras went on the line, guy by the name of Floyd Mayweather fought a guy by the name of Bobby Jeepert, I believe a southpaw of Louisiana. And it just goes to show you, everybody eventually starts somewhere.
Well, Doug, we're going to see this also on Saturday. Joseph Diaz Jr., who made his pro debut in 2012 coming off the Olympics, he fought, he told me the other day, at 3:30 at the Sports Arena, Amir Khan, Carlos Molina. He said it was the best thing ever because he was a professional, but he had just come from the Olympics where he had Kevin Durant and the NBA team right there next to him. Now there's 20 people in the arena.
Basically an empty arena, right? But that's where you start, and you know, it's great to see these guys get this kind of exposure before fight day, and this is great for the fans as well, because if they're not familiar with Zachary Ochoa, maybe they get a chance to get an autograph from him. Maybe they talk to him. They find out, hey, he's a good personality. They start to follow him on Twitter and Instagram. This is the social media age, so it's an opportunity to fans to really connect with the boxers. And you even get a glimpse of their style. If you've never seen Ochoa fight, just by watching the way he shadow box, you know that he's a boxer. You know he relies on speed, hand-eye coordination. You know that he moves a lot. So you get a little bit of a hint of what's to come.
Yeah, the goal of every young fighter is when you're fighting early on, you're fighting when the sun is set very high, eventually is to fight after the sun sets. That is a mark of progress. That a lot of these guys that you find, let's say, go through their box recs, guys that are on the pay-per-view show, they all began fighting at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and eventually the bigger stages of boxing, you usually fight 7, 8 o'clock. It really is a marker of progress when you are scheduled to fight.
Well, Canelo Alvarez's first U.S. fight, the Morongo Casino, about an hour and a half east of downtown Los Angeles, before the sunset.
Yeah.
So that's where you have to go. I think one of the cool things for this, and you have these fighters, and they want to be their own headliners on these club shows. They want to be there. They want to get on TV. But when you're getting here, Steve, you alluded to something very important. The promotions are giving these guys a taste of what it's like. It's almost like you're bringing up a minor leaguer to September call-up where you're teaching them what it's like to be a pro.
I think that is a great analogy because for the first time, I think Zachary's actually had some experience on these type of shows. But for young men like Hector Tanahara, who's only a few fights in, or a guy like Virgil Ortiz, who we saw pro debut about 7 weeks ago, this is an eye-opening experience for the first time to see a media room, to see Radio Row, to see all the media that's going to be there. And even if there's not going to be a lot of people inside the venue, I have to be honest, if you're a young man, a young, impressionable professional, that first time you go out to see Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium, I remember being out there 6 years ago for the Pacquiao fight. It's breathtaking when you actually see how big that venue is.
It's awe-inspiring. I mean, it's, we were just at the T-Mobile Arena. It's a big deal in Las Vegas. You could fit the T-Mobile Arena inside AT&T Stadium.
You could fit 3 or 4 T-Mobiles inside a Cowboys
Stadium. You have to be there to really experience it.
Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and Steve Kim. Thanks to Steve Razzo watching us in Houston. This time he's not at the refinery. He's at home, making sure that everything's good. For everybody who's at home watching with their newborns, Marco, thank you for watching us on Ring TV. And you keep the tweets coming. Use the hashtag Ring TV. We'll check it out, trying to get you involved here. And also, if you're at home and you're working from home, cool. If you're at work right now, as I made the joke yesterday, the Excel spreadsheet, it wasn't a joke. Somebody actually sent me a picture. You're right, Beto. You caught on to us. Veronica working mortgages in South Pasadena. Thank you very much for watching today. And this fight on Saturday, Liam Smith, Canelo Alvarez, Gabe Rosado, Willie Monroe, and that one's getting heated back and forth with the trash talking. Joseph Diaz Jr., Andrew Cancio, Diego De La Hoya, and Orlandito Del Valle kicks it off. Go to goldenboypayperview.com and buy the pay-per-view for Saturday. And one of the cool features of working with two of the best boxing scribes around is that they have different features in their careers. Doug Fisher, his email mailbag on Fridays and Mondays. Dougie, the email for that is?
Dougie at boxingmailbag.com.
And it publishes Friday and Monday. He will take care of you, answer a lot of different questions.
Get your emails in before Thursday afternoon. I got to start early on this week's Friday mailbag because it's going to be a big one.
Oh, there it is. We'll get them. Don't wait till Thursday.
It'll be a fat Friday mailbag.
Do it right now while you're at it. And then Steve Kim, listen to his podcast with Mario Lopez, the 3 knockdown rule. Also, the Montoya Factor with Gabe Montoya. It's actually called the Next Round, but I like saying the Montoya Factor. I love alliteration here. We get for that all you need. So plenty of boxing information going out. Steve, your news and notes, one of the best features that we have when we're doing a broadcast. What are the news and notes that you have for the month of September, and also you have stuff coming up in October, November?
Well, something that happened that was announced by Zanfer on Twitter, the official promoter of Juan Francisco Estrada, they said that he is dumping his WBC 112 belt. You know, Doug, there was a fight that we went to at the LA Sports Arena on a wet, rainy night in November 2012 between a guy that now has a 115-pound belt that fought Estrada. Let's do Chocolatito Estrada next year again.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like he's getting – and actually Estrada had the WBO and WBA belts.
Yeah.
It was Gonzalez that has a WBC belt. Who cares? We're talking about flyweight belts. It looks like the action – in the lower, lighter weight classes is going to be junior bantamweight, 115 pounds, where you have Chocolatito. Juan Estrada's joining the fray. There's a guy from the Philippines.
Yes.
Donnie Nietes.
Yes.
And, of course, Carlos Cuadras. You know, he lost for the first time this past Saturday, but his stature rose in the sport, and I want to see him fight again, and I want to see him fight Gonzalez again.
And, Beto, yesterday I saw Scott Quigg, a former 122-pound belt holder who lost a split decision to Carl Frampton at a fight Doug was at several months ago. He tells me he is returning November 26th on the Anthony Joshua undercard. He is officially moving up to 126, and yes, he absolutely wants another shot at the Jackal.
The Jackal, Carl Frampton. And thanks for everybody who's watching us all over. The Golden Boy Promotions offices are in downtown Los Angeles. They move everybody here to Dallas, Texas. Yosi Mendoza, the only one holding it down in downtown Los Angeles. She'll be here later on this week. Yosi, thanks for watching us. Always love it when we walk in through that door and you say hello to everybody with a big smile on your face. Appreciate it. And make sure you bring the candy when you come to Dallas. Use that hashtag RingTV if you have any questions for Steve or Doug. Right now you're watching Zachary Ochoa in the ring, 5'9", 140 pounds out of Brooklyn, New York, 15-0, 7 KOs. He will be taking on Daniel Montoya, no relation to Gay Montoya, Tamaulipas, Mexico. His opponent is 11-4 with 8 KOs. And Ochoa started as a pro in 2011, a 4th round stoppage of William Ware. After that, been brought along. He's fought lately against veteran opposition. I think, Doug, that's one thing that Roberto Diaz, the matchmaker for Golden Boy, and Javier Razo, they're bringing these young kids up, but they're throwing them to the men who have experience. He fought David Rodella.
Yeah, he wants them to get rounds, absolutely. And Rodella did his job. That was at the Sports Arena, I believe, last summer.
Yes, it was.
And Rodella was crafty, he was tricky, and he took him 8 rounds, the 8-round distance, and Zachary learned from that fight. The next couple of times we saw him, he was knocking guys out. And one of the things about Ochoa that's difficult for his opponents is that he's a boxer who has sneaky or deceptive power because he doesn't throw hard all the time. He'll just tap you, tap you, and then he'll set you up for one really hard body shot or one really hard counter right hand. And sometimes it's lights out.
You know, his last fight, I alluded to the fact at the Belasco Theater, I thought for 7.5 rounds, he was the older version of Bernard Hopkins, the alien. I thought the last right hand really reminded me of the Executioner days. And that overhand right that I see him practicing, it is actually something, it's not just a flaw, it's actually the way they practice a sweeping overhand right, and brought to mind Bernard Hopkins' big knockout over Joe Lipsy.
Wow.
It was on
You're
ABC.
going way back,
right,
man.
and actually Joe Lipsy levitated in the air. He was knocked out, and it basically ended his career with that
Never
one
fought
punch.
again. That's absolutely right.
Zachary Ochoa, you can watch his fight on ringtv.com on Saturday. Scheduled to be the 3rd fight in action. Here he is with Tattoo.
Every single person in Dallas, Texas to come through, watch a great night of boxing, HBO, Golden Boy Promotions. This is going to be a great opportunity for me to display my skills and to display my growth in my career, and I want everybody to watch out, baby.
There he is, Brooklyn, New York, Zachary Ochoa, Coach Kelly.
Zachary Ochoa will be making his way over to us right now. It all action gets going on Saturday with Anthony Yarde. Canelo Alvarez said, I wasn't going to work out for you guys because he already put in his hard workout. Now, this is more of an exhibition, a little shadow boxing. You see some gloves, get a little sweat, looks cool, great for photo opportunities. I'm pretty sure this morning Canelo Alvarez did some real hard work at the Gaylord Texan Resort in Grapevine, Texas. That's where the headquarters for it. And those are the fans. He said he was going to stick around and take pictures with the fans. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, I can't even see. He is literally, that's what you call mobbed.
Where's Canelo?
I don't know what some of those cameras are grabbing right now. They're footage of the back of people's heads. But I tell you, the Golden Boy cameras get you behind the scenes stuff. We're getting you the back of people's receding hairlines right now. Where is he?
But this is Canelo. This is Canelo on fight week, but particularly in Texas. He's got all the media and all the fans, and he's just surrounded.
Look at Raul, the man right there with the black hat right next to him. That's Raul, one of his security guards, help out assistant, right there from Southgate, California. He's always in Canelo's camp. You always wonder, like, who are these guys over their shoulders? What are they doing? Well, Raul actually serves a purpose.
Yes, he
He's
does.
Right-hand man, whatever he needs. There you see Ramiro, director of PR for Golden Boy, smooth black hair, pushing people away. Ramiro's doing the job. There you go,
Look
Ramiro.
at him, swatting. Get him.
Beto, it was interesting. Early on, as we're running the mano-a-mano feature, a fighter came in with this camp with their WBC belt. It was an unidentified fighter. It caused a bit of a ruckus. And no, it was not Golovkin, folks, so get rid of that. But they actually tried to get to Canelo in his camp. I would love to know, who was that masked fighter?
I'm pretty sure Ramiro took him away.
Was it Charles Hatley? Because he's local.
He's from Dallas.
And he's a junior middleweight.
Yeah.
It might have been Charles Hatley.
Even the mariachi's trying to take pictures.
If it was not Charles Hatley, I apologize to Charles Hatley.
Well,
But you did get a shout out on this stream, so
but
come on.
You know what you do though? You gotta go and you gotta come. If you come at the king, you gotta come correct, like they said in The Wire. We're now joined by Zachary Ochoa. What's up, Zachary Ochoa? How you feeling, man?
I feel great, I feel ready to fight.
Hold on, man. Look at that. You keep telling me you want to work on our broadcast. You gotta learn how to use the microphone. Let me fix that for you right there.
There you go.
Breathe, baby,
There you
breathe. You just got done working out. How you feeling?
I feel great, man. I'm excited to be here. It's a great opportunity for me, and I'm very thankful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feeling good?
Yeah,
On weight,
feeling great.
everything nice?
That's right, yeah.
That's right. You got that smile. Usually the week of a fight, guys are like, I don't know. But Zachary always comes in with that smile.
My
man.
thing is you got to embrace the moment. You got to enjoy the moment. If not, it's going to eat you alive and suck all your energy. So I just want to have fun, be myself, and just enjoy the moment and do my job.
We were
How
talking
was this
about-
experience? How was this different from fighting at Blasco or fighting on the undercard of a show at Barclays in Brooklyn or at the Armory in Washington, D.C.? How was fighting in Texas on a huge card that's going to be in a stadium? How is this different from your other experiences?
I mean, this is very different because it's a way bigger card. I've never fought on a Canelo undercard, and obviously, I've never been on a card that's so massive, packed with so many great fans and like that. The only thing I could compare to it was in Puerto Rico with Salido and Roman Martinez.
Okay.
Roman Martinez, but the stadium was shaking, so I'm sure when Cowboy Stadium is going to be an amazing.
We were talking about this, Steve, Doug, and I, that one of the cool things that Golden Boys does for the fighters when you're promoted by them is they make sure to give you this kind of exposure.
Yes.
Not just to say, you're going to fight at 3 in the afternoon, but be here the entire week. See the fans, do these media workouts. How much does that help you as you progress in your career?
I mean, it helps me a lot because, you could be a great fighter that could be 25-0 with 25 knockouts, but if you don't have the exposure, you're not going to get what you want in your career, and that's the financial status, and that's the great fans that everybody wants. So, it's a great opportunity for me to come out and display my skills in front of everyone.
For the people who are going to watch you on Saturday for the first time, how do you describe your style?
My style is unorthodox style. I'm a boxer puncher. I can either box the whole fight, or I could come very aggressive, or I could land one shot to end it.
15-0, 7 KOs. There's that camera. Come on, promote your Instagram, promote your Snapchat, promote it all. Do it. That's what
everybody
we're here for, baby.
follow me at Zachary Ochoa on Instagram and Twitter. Zungri on the Snapchat. I want to thank everybody. Ring TV Live, Golden Boy Promotions, HBO Boxing. I want to thank everyone, my team. This is going to be a great experience for me, and I'm ready to go. God bless.
Wait, Zungri what? Zungri _ Ochoa on Snapchat?
No, just Zungri.
Zungri?
Yes.
Man, I'm going to get you there. Zachary Ochoa. Make sure to check him out Saturday on Ring TV.
That's right.
Also,